There's a lot of ways that we could take the news of Michael Penix likely missing the rest of this NFL season due to a knee injury. There's partial ACL damage, and this is a guy in Michael Penix who has had multiple, close upwards of I believe 10, lower leg injuries, um, and again, there's a lot of ways you could go with this. You could go with the fact that, hey, we're kind of happy we didn't trade Kirk Cousins because now we have him to be able to play. Man, what does this look like for the draft, considering right now the Falcons, if they had their own first round pick, they'd be picking at 8. But since they traded to be able to draft, I believe it was James Pierce, now they don't have their first round pick. And there's a good chance that they're going to miss out on the chance to draft someone that could really impact the Falcons' ability to win games next year. The Falcons right now, it's just really weird to see them in the position that they are. It seems like Bijan Robinson hasn't had this like league takeover type season that many people were expecting, even though I think he still has had a really good year. Almost 1,300 yards on 205 total touches, about 6.3 yards per touch. Drake London has had a solid year. But it's still who's the other guy that's going to step up? I don't really think Kyle Pitts has done it yet. And in his contract year, it's looking like he's going to be playing for somebody else next year, unless he signs on a lower deal than I think he would be expecting. Darnell Mooney hasn't done much. And you're just kind of looking for someone else to make more of an impact. The unfortunate thing, like I said already, to start this is that going forward, this is not going to include Michael Penix anymore, the guy that this offense you were hoping was going to revolve around for the next decade. And, it's tough to say things like this, but it makes you wonder about his future going forward. I mean, he had a solid year this year, right? 9 touchdowns to 3 interceptions in 9 games. He hasn't thrown an interception since, I believe, September. And so, again, it's tough to think things like that, but the offense, while Michael Penix was running it, 28th in third down conversion. They were a team that was 27th in scoring. They were just not an offense that looks like they've invested draft pick after draft pick or free agent signing after free agent signing into that. This doesn't look like an offense that's had a high investment in it statistically. And a lot of that, I think, you revolve around some of the shortcomings of Kyle Pitts, or you rely on the fact that Michael Penix, it's his second season. It's only his first as the QB1 for the entire year. And you say, well, maybe we have another year, but unfortunately for some of this coaching staff, I would say anyone who's involved with the offense, especially with some of the off-the-field comments that have had transpired from Michael Penix these last couple of weeks about how he feels he doesn't really use anybody in the building as a mental or even physical aid in his play. Zach Robinson, the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, anyone involved with the offense, I honestly would be close to saying might be on the hot seat. And that might even include Raheem Morris as the head coach, because the defense hasn't been really good either. And so I think we really have to think about next year in a way of we need someone to turn this team around. Because like I mentioned, this team doesn't have a first round pick next year. They only have 5 overall selections in the draft this upcoming season. They're probably going to lose Kyle Pitts to free agency. And, you see what might happen with Michael Penix in this offseason and his recovery period. Hopefully, Bijan Robinson takes another step. Drake London seems to have taken another step this year as well. But somebody needs to be able to change what this team can do as it's constructed. Add a couple pieces here or there. But it's a tough road ahead for Atlanta because, like I said, this is a team that we came into this year with expectations. And after they were 3-2 after a win against the Buffalo Bills, we had sky high expectations of the Atlanta Falcons. And what they've put out the last month and a half, it's been really bad. That's going to be it for this video. Make sure you like and subscribe. I'm going to have a video out later tonight after the Monday night game between the Cowboys and the Las Vegas Raiders. So make sure you stay tuned to my channel for that video later tonight. Make sure you comment, again, like and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video.